Alright, what's up guys? As you can tell, it's a very warm winter day out here. It's almost spring. Well, that means it's sugaring season. So today I'm going to be taking you guys through my back. I mean, I already collected most of the trees up in the front, but I will still show you some. But today I'm going to be taking you through my sugaring station, I guess, in the back. So I collected most of these trees already, but I still have one more. I'll show you the whole process. So we've got this tree tapped up, collected that one already. And we have a couple trees down there. Now see, these trees, I don't know if they're actually like sugar maples, but I got a lot of syrup I got a good amount of syrup last week. I got about a quart in a week of sugaring. And for only doing a couple trees, that's not terrible. This tree back here, you can see the buckets on it. I'll take it back there, of course. And then later in the week when I boil it, I will show you the process of boiling it. So stay tuned. I mean, I'm gonna make it in one video, of course. Oops, I was right there. So here you can see, I've got this tree tapped. This bucket overnight. This is probably got about a gallon in there. Now, I'm gonna take these out. See, they're still dripping fairly good. So, I'm gonna take off this bucket here and I'm gonna set you guys up and I'm gonna pour it. Now, as most things, the system isn't perfect and there's gonna be a couple bugs in there and whatnot, but that's why you strain it before you cook it. That's all from one night. It's not bad. I mean, this tapping setup here with the two right next to each other, that's probably not ideal. But the tree will be fine. That's just because, you know, I thought it was. But now, you can see here, this is about how much sap I got from that tree. It's about a gallon, a little less than a gallon. So I'm gonna bring this up to the house and I'm gonna take you along the trees. All right guys, so as you can probably tell, I don't really have many trees tapped because I don't really have that many good maple trees to tap. But I have this one tapped. Not doing much action right now because it's not in the sun. But I have this tree tapped way too many times, but it'll be fine. This tree produced about 3 gallons overnight and I just collected it and it's got that much already. And the other side here, it's dripping. I mean, I used to have this on there, but it obviously fell off. So I've got this. And then over here, I have this tree tapped. It's doing pretty well. This is in like probably half an hour. I mean, it's not doing anything crazy fast, but it'll add up. Now, I did a first boil about Sunday. I did it a couple days ago, and I had about 10 gallons of sap. I got about a quart of syrup, which is pretty good. Now, this week I already have 10 gallons and it's been 2 days. So I have actually a little more than 10 gallons. So I'll take you to the stash I have. Okay, this is my stash. This, and this were all collected last night. And all of those containers in there were collected yesterday. So obviously I'm going to get another cooler out because this cannot sit in here because it's gonna get warm today. But I'm gonna get that all set up. Got it all set up. Gonna do some ice. This cooler is from today. It's not hold on a second. And this cooler is from yesterday. So obviously it's gonna be a very good sugaring week because this is about 2 gallons. This is about 2 gallons. This is 1.3 gallons, and this is 1 gallon. And all of these in here, 1 gallon, 1 gallon, 1 gallon. This bucket full is about 2 gallons, but obviously it's not full. So that's probably about a quarter of a gallon right now. And that, I don't even know how much that is. But I'm gonna go get some ice and I'll be... All right guys, now this is the syrup we made last week. It's a little water. I'm gonna do a slightly more boiling on it, but it's probably like it's like a light amber color. It tastes phenomenal. And here's some I use to make pancakes with, actually. So I'll see you in the next part when we boil. Alright guys, so today we're going to be boiling the syrup, and first we're going to take it and we're going to filter the syrup with a t-shirt and a funnel. We're going to be filtering this 1 gallon. I filmed and put it in the bucket, but this is how we filter all of it when we have it boiling. So we're just pouring it through a t-shirt and a funnel with a strainer into the boiling pan, and as you can see, it's still going. And this is a voiceover, so that kind of makes sense. Now there's all the dirt and stuff that was in it and some of the sugar sand. Okay, and there is the setup as right now, but it's not boiling yet. That's why there's lids, and now that it's boiling, we take the lids off. Look, there it is boiling again in one of the pots, and there's a quick time lapse for you guys. And there it is once again. Now you got a slow motion boiling. This is gonna be pretty long process here. It takes about let's see, it took us about like 6 hours today to boil like about 15 gallons, but we had 2 of them going, so it was going pretty good. Now it's a long process, but it's definitely worth it in the end. And now you can watch the bubbles boil. Looks nice in slow motion. That's why it's taking so long. And there's my finger. Yeah, there's the slow motion there. That looks nice, doesn't it? Now, if you guys didn't know, it takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 full gallon of maple syrup, depending on the sugar content of the trees. It can really take anywhere from 20 gallons to 40 gallons to make 1 gallon, but most of the time it's 40. Okay, now we're back. Now you can see it's starting to turn brown here. It's not boiling because we just added some more sap. Now it's boiling again. You can see it's starting to turn more like maple syrup. And you have to scoop the foam, which is the impurities, out of the boil. And there's all the cans we had. Those were all full of syrup, or not syrup, sap, before we put them in there. And there it is boiling again. And there's some more pictures of the cans I used. All of those were filled at the beginning of the day. There it is. That's even closer to the end. It's really looking brown there. And there's, after we filtered it to take it in the house, you can see there's some sugar sand and some more debris. And there's us filtering it one more time into the pot. You can see it's starting to turn more and more brown. It's not quite syrup yet, but you can still taste it, and it still does taste like maple syrup. Tastes really good, actually. Now, because it was warmer in the week, this syrup is going to be stronger tasting and more mapley than when it's more cold, I guess. And there we are filtering it. You should filter it a lot just to make sure everything's out and so there's no sugar sand. But that was filtering it from a pot into the other pot. And there's all of my equipment I used this year for sugaring. And now there it is boiling. That's when it's close to syrup. And there is just a bottle that's filled with syrup as well. And now, as you can see, when it reaches 219, it's ready to be transferred. It's syrup once it hits 219 in my area. And there it is when it's ready to be poured. There it is all cooled down. And here it is in the jar. And that's what we got for this boil. So thanks for watching.